Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video you'll see how to use 1/48 scale models to add interest to your army and improve your narrative battles. Narrative play is my favourite way to play any skirmish or large scale battle. And as I'm building my Astra Militarum army, I'm thinking of what I can do to add to it to make it a little bit unique, but also to add some fun, exciting battles for the models to play in. So I picked up this 1/48 scale US Navy Swift boat, and I'll be using some of the data sheets from the other vehicles to create something really fun for this to be used in the battles. And then with all the great models for Astra Militarum, I think it would be great to come up with some kind of narrative play game, something like a river battle. And so I saw this battlefield layout under the ambush rules, and so this has a defender's deployment zone running through the middle, which I thought would be great to have some kind of river there that the boat goes up and down during the battle. I've got a load of cool bits from Anvil Industries, including some of these boonie hats that I'll be combining with a squad of Katachan jungle fighters. And then I thought it'd be really cool to recreate a scene from a movie called Act of Valor. And this is one of my favourite scenes from a movie. The river boats come flying round the corner, the Gatling cannons in 40k case would be ripping into the enemy, and then the aerial shot's so cool as you got two of them crossing fire, protecting the guys as they exfil and join the boat. So in this video I thought we could unbox the US Navy Swift boat from Revel, have a look at the contents, get it built, and then take some shots with the miniatures from Astra Militarum and also some commander walks just to see what this looks like and find out if it actually works in this 1/48 scale. So it's just over 31 centimeters long, so I think it's going to fit in nicely. And yeah, so let's give it a go. So let's have a look at the box here. We've got all the different weapons on there, which I won't be building. I'll be using weapons from all the leftover kits I've got so far from what I've built for the army. I've read that 135 or 148 can work nicely, but I think this 148 is going to be the best bet for Astra Militarum. So let's get it open and we'll have a look at all the contents and just see some of the details on there as well. I think there's going to be a lot of work needed to turn this into something worthy of Warhammer 40,000, so we've got to add lots of bits to it. But as far as a shell goes for a boat, I think this is going to work out really well. So we've got some transfers, instruction book, and all the pieces here. So let's go through the instruction book first, then we'll have a look at the pieces and get it built. So the instruction book's black and white, A4 size, and this is a nice layout actually as we go through it. Totally different from Warhammer. You get some nice diagrams though, listing all the parts that are included, so I really like that. As you start going through the build instructions, it's also got numbers on little flags which tell you what colours to paint each section, which is a little bit confusing when you start putting it together, but the pieces you need to build are in the circles, so having all those different numbers on there can be a little bit confusing, but it's really easy to build. So nice simple build. I'm going to leave off quite a lot of the pieces, but the hull and the superstructure of it are definitely the right shape and what I'm looking for here. So there we go, there's the instruction book. We've got some transfers, so those numbers might come in handy. We'll definitely look at using those, and the star as well matches the dice that I use for my Astra Militarum. And then you've got a little safety book here too. Let's get this open and we'll check out all the pieces. So we're going to get one big piece, which is the hull of the boat, and then you get one long bit that goes on top of that, and then a few bits on a sprue, the superstructure there in two main pieces. So yeah, this is going to be pretty quick to build, I think, looking at everything we can see here. Here's a close-up of the sprues. There's not many small components there, and a lot of the guns won't even be used for this build. I've snipped off the main pieces from the sprue and just roughly assembled it before gluing, just to get an idea of the size. And right up it's looking like it's going to fit in nicely. We've got these guard railings as well to put around, and all the spare bits from the sprue, these nice round shapes. So I'll be keeping those for some kit bashing later on, because I'm sure they'll come in handy. And here's the basic boat. So this is going to be almost a blank canvas to put things on and make it look like it fits in with the Warhammer 40,000 universe. And here's the boat fully assembled. So it's 31.8 centimeters long, and it definitely is going to work for Astra Militarum. The scale matches up really great. The model that's included with the kit matches up just right to the Astra Militarum Cadian Trooper. So special models like Colonel Corbeck from Gaunt's Ghost is going to fit in really nice. And this is a great example with Major Rawn here as well. So you can see the scale seems to be bang on. But maybe not with the bigger models like the Space Marines and things like that. But then this kind of boat wouldn't really suit them and the nature of that faction anyway. Here's a couple of chimeras to give you an idea of the size of this. So it's going to be really fun to come up with some rules and see how it'll play. And then once I get the bigger Baneblade built, it'll be good to see how it compares against that. So it could be pretty close in the length. I tried it out with some models and grabbed some of the Gaunt's Ghosts figures to see how they would look on the boat. And even though the vehicles and the fighters are not really to scale in Warhammer 40,000 anyway, I think this works. It just looks really good. They look like they belong on the boat. You got Gaunt there, commanded it from the back, taking some shots, perhaps towards the riverbank. Colonel Corbeck pointing something out as well. And then you got this crazy guy at the front, Try Again Bragg, with the heavy stubber, letting it rip from the front of the boat. There's room on the top for a 25mm base to fit into, but I'll be doing something different with that, which I'll show you in a second. But all up, these models really suit this boat, and I can't wait to get it more into the vibe of Warhammer 40,000. I think once it's painted in a camouflage look, it's just going to look great alongside all the tanks and the other elements of the army. I'll be taking weapons from spares of other kits that I've got. I've put these on upside down here, so just pretend you didn't see that. And then putting those different weapons all over it with some troopers as well built in, so we can put them on the top here. You can put Hunter Killer Missile on there with some magnets to take off once it's fired. Got to have something on the front. And then with some little additions like barrels and gasoline cans, I think you can really bring it to life. On this top section, I'll probably be putting something like a tank commander body in there, and then putting the Catachan arms and heads on it, something like that. As well as Astra Militarum, I always thought it would be fun to build something for the Orc Commandos, like the Pibber boat that you saw in the Vietnam War era. But this would work for them too. Although they've got the larger bases, you can still fit quite a few on here, and I think it would work out really nicely. You could make this into a crazy Orc boat. It would just look fantastic. I love this shot from the back. And then you've got the Orc Knob on the front there taking charge. So I think you could definitely do something orky with this too. And you can get quite a few of the Orc commanders on the back. I've put 5 there, but you could like trim it up a bit and get a lot more than that, no problem. So I think this would be really fun for an Orc army as well. I'd love to see someone do that with one of these boats. I'll be doing another video in the future where you can see this with some kit bashing done to it, and then also when it's painted as well. And if you want to follow along to my army build that I'm doing at the moment for the Astra Militarum, you can see every step of the way with the behind the scene videos that I'm posting regularly. For the Astra Militarum, I think this scale works really nicely, and it would be interesting to use some other models. Something like a Warthog would be cool as a flyer, and do some kit bashing with that. I think that'd be awesome. I love the idea of using different models to add some narrative element to particular games and battles, and I think that this boat is really going to be fun to play on a battlefield with a river running up the middle. But what do you think? Do you think this is a good thing to do to introduce models from kits like this, do some kit bashing and then create stories around it? Have you done something like that for your own armies? I'd love to hear about it, and if you want to send some pictures in, I can feature that in some of my videos too. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you, so let me know in the comment section below. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.